The spaceport cafe hummed with quiet chatter. The soft whir of hovering servers blending with the occasional beeps of docking shuttles outside the panoramic windows. Alex sat alone at a small table near the glass wall, staring at a steaming cup of synth coffee. The view beyond the cafe was mesmerizing, a dance of ships weaving through the orbital lanes, their lights reflecting against the dark void of space. But Alex's mind was nowhere near the stars tonight. Their date, Leora, had promised to arrive at 8 standard hours, and it was already 8:15. Alex tapped their fingers nervously against the table, glancing at the entrance every few seconds. They had spent the last hour overthinking every detail of the evening, the choice of cafe, the perfect outfit, even the words they would say. But now, sitting alone, the weight of disappointment pressed down like gravity in a dense asteroid field. Finally, the cafe door whooshed open, and Alex's heart leaped. But the figure that stepped in wasn't here for them. It was Leora, but she didn't look happy. Her face was set in a frown, her posture stiff. She barely glanced at Alex, muttered something about being late for another engagement, and turned on her heel. In an instant, she was gone. Swallowed by the corridor outside the cafe, Alex stared at the empty doorway, stunned. The disappointment was sharp, a sudden sting that felt almost physical. They could hear their own heart thudding in the quiet of the cafe. Around them, people chatted, laughed, and sipped their drinks, completely unaware of the little storm brewing at the table near the window. Alex's fingers clenched around the cup, the warm liquid doing little to calm the heat rising in their chest. A soft voice broke through the fog of embarrassment. "Rough night?" Alex looked up to see a young woman leaning slightly over the counter. She wore a standard spaceport cafe uniform, but her eyes carried a kind of sharp curiosity that made Alex pause. There was confidence in the way she held herself, a quiet assurance that demanded attention without forcing it. "Yeah," Alex muttered, looking down again. "My date just left. Walked out, actually." They tried to laugh it off, but it came out as a strangled sound. The woman smiled faintly, pulling out a small pad from her pocket and placing it gently on the table. "I would have stayed with you," she said quietly, almost as if she were reading the unspoken thoughts in Alex's mind. Alex blinked, caught off guard. "Excuse me?" Her smile didn't waver. "I said, I would have stayed. Sometimes people leave for reasons that don't make sense. Sometimes. It's not the end of the story." She tilted her head slightly, as though weighing her words carefully. "I'm Alara, by the way." Alex felt their chest tighten. Her words weren't exactly romantic, not yet. But there was something grounding about them, a kind of calm that made the edges of the evening feel less jagged. "Alex," they replied cautiously, still unsure if this was real conversation or some kind of social trick. Alara nodded once. "Nice to meet you, Alex. I work here, but I also help people sometimes. If they're willing to listen," she gestured subtly to the pad. "This is a small tool I built. It's nothing fancy, just something to show possibilities. Decisions, consequences, stuff like that. You want to see?" Alex hesitated. They weren't sure they were ready for more surprises tonight. But curiosity, that stubborn human trait, pushed them forward. "Okay," they said. Alara tapped the pad, and a small holographic projection rose above it. Tiny lights blinked and moved in patterns, forming shapes that seemed to represent choices and outcomes. "It's simple," she said. "Humans are strange. You make decisions that machines or aliens might never understand. But your choices, they matter. They ripple through time in ways you can't always see." Alex leaned closer, captivated despite themselves. "So, it shows possible futures." "Sort of," Alara said. "It shows what might happen if you take one path or another, but it's not exact. It can't predict everything. That part is up to you." For a long moment, Alex stared at the lights. They thought about Leora, about the walkout, about the wave of emotions that had hit them. Anger, sadness, embarrassment, all tangled together. And yet, in the calm presence of Alara, there was a strange sense of clarity. Somehow, the future didn't seem so frightening anymore. "Why are you helping me?" Alex asked quietly. Alara shrugged, leaning casually against the counter. "Maybe because I see something in you. something most people overlook. Humans, they're capable of a lot. Bravery, creativity, stubbornness, even in small, everyday choices. I like to remind them. Alex smiled faintly, the corners of their lips twitching despite the weight of the evening. Most people just leave, they muttered. Without explanation, Ilara's eyes softened. Some do, but not all. And sometimes, leaving is a chance for something better to come along. You just have to be open to it. There was a pause, broken only by the quiet hum of the cafe and the distant roar of a ship landing outside. Alex felt a strange sense of hope they hadn't felt in hours. Maybe it was the warmth of the coffee, maybe it was Ilara's calm presence, or maybe it was the human capacity to adapt, to keep going even when everything seemed to fall apart. You're not like anyone I've met here, Alex said finally. Ilara laughed softly, a sound like wind chimes in zero gravity. I get that a lot, but maybe that's the point. Maybe the universe is big enough for surprises, if you're willing to notice them. As Alex sipped the coffee, they thought about the view outside. The ships streaking across space, the stars blinking softly, the endless possibilities stretching out into the dark. For the first time tonight, they didn't feel trapped by disappointment. They felt curious. Elara watched them quietly, her expression unreadable but warm. If you're willing, I can show you more, she said. Not just possibilities, but ways humans can use their brains, their hearts, to survive, to grow, to make a difference. Sometimes the universe tests you. Sometimes it gives you a second chance. You just have to choose to take it. Alex looked up at her, really looked, and saw something remarkable in her, is a spark of hope, of understanding, of faith in what humans could do. And for reasons they didn't fully understand, they wanted to follow it. Okay, Alex said. Show me. Ilara smiled, and together they began to plan a small trip. Nothing dangerous, nothing heroic. At least not yet. But Alex knew, in some deep, quiet way, that this was the beginning of something larger. The universe was full of challenges, full of unexpected turns, full of moments that could change everything. And tonight Alex had chosen not to be defeated. Tonight, they had chosen curiosity, courage, and the possibility that humans flawed, emotional, unpredictable humans could face even the vastness of space with something remarkable. Hope. The stars twinkled above the spaceport, and Alex felt a smile spread across their face. Maybe, just maybe, walking out wasn't the end. Maybe it was the start of something extraordinary. The following morning, the spaceport cafe was quieter than usual. Most of the early ships had departed, leaving only a few travelers waiting for their departures. Alex arrived early, carrying a small bag with supplies for a short trip to the asteroid mining stations near the outer rim of the colony. They had agreed to meet Ilara to see her temporal map in actions, something that promised to show the hidden potential in human choices. Ilara was already at the counter, adjusting the small device that projected its holographic lights into the air. She looked up as Alex approached and smiled. Right on time, she said. Or at least, as close to time as humans ever get. Alex chuckled. I'm learning punctuality isn't my strongest trait, they admitted. But I'm here now. Show me, she gestured toward the device. As the lights flickered on, Alex saw not only the familiar patterns of possible outcomes, but also glowing paths branching into hundreds of tiny lines. This, Ilara explained, represents the ways humans respond to situations that aren't simple or predictable. Machines can calculate outcomes based on logic, but humans. You add something else, intuition, empathy, creativity. Alex frowned. So it shows how I might act? Ilara shook her head. Not exactly. It shows what might happen if you use your brain, your heart, and your instincts together. You can't follow the map blindly. You make the choices. You change the story. Alex leaned in, fascinated. Even after hours of staring at the glowing projections, there was something mesmerizing about the way the light shifted and reshaped. And all this, Alex said, comes from just human decisions. Mostly, Ilara said with a nod. Humans are capable of surprising things, and sometimes, what seems like a small choice helping someone, staying calm. Risking a little can ripple out and change everything. I like to remind people of that. Helps them see that they're not powerless. Alex considered her words carefully. In the last 24 hours, they had felt powerless, abandoned, and frustrated. Yet now, in this quiet cafe filled with soft hums and flickering light, there was a sense of potential they hadn't expected. Elara packed up the device into a small bag. "Come on," she said. "I thought we could take a short trip to the asteroid mining stations. You'll see what I mean, how humans can solve problems in ways machines and even some aliens can't." Alex felt a spark of excitement. Asteroid mining. That sounds dangerous, Elara shrugged. Maybe, but nothing too serious. Mostly routine work, some maintenance, and a little problem solving. Perfect for showing human creativity under pressure. They boarded a small shuttle and lifted off from the spaceport. The colony below became a swirl of lights and shadows, and Alex felt a thrill they hadn't experienced in a long time. For the first time since the disappointment of the previous night, they felt curious. The asteroid station wasn't far, but as they approached, Alex realized just how rugged the environment was. Giant rocks floated in the zero-gravity field, spinning slowly. Docking platforms jutted from the asteroids like metallic fingers. Machinery hummed constantly as robotic arms and miners worked. The station had a rough, improvised look. Clearly built by humans who had learned to make the most of limited resources, Elara led Alex through the station, introducing them to the workers, human miners, engineers, and technicians. Everyone seemed busy, yet there was an energy in the air, a sense of pride in being able to survive and thrive in the harshest environments humans had chosen to explore. "Watch carefully," Elara whispered. "These are humans at work. Not the strongest, not the fastest, but resourceful. That's the difference. It's not about power. It's about mind, heart, and flexibility." Alex observed a miner repairing a broken drill, using a combination of spare parts and ingenuity, improvising a solution that no automated system could replicate. Another technician rerouted energy from a damaged generator to keep the station operational, balancing risk and reward with careful calculation. Every action was a testament to the human ability to adapt, to solve problems in ways that logic alone could not dictate. "You see?" Elara asked softly. "Machines follow instructions. Aliens rely on patterns. Humans, we find a way." Alex nodded slowly, taking it all in. There was a pride in these small acts of creativity and resilience, a quiet heroism that didn't need recognition or applause. It was human ingenuity at its purest, born from necessity, shaped by experience, and guided by intuition. Suddenly, an alarm beeped through the station. One of the automated mining arms had jammed, threatening to tear open a storage compartment filled with precious ore. The miners rushed forward, but their usual tools weren't enough. Alex felt a surge of adrenaline. "What can I do?" they asked. Elara smiled. "Think, adapt, and act. Humans solve problems by understanding the situation and using whatever they have. Don't just follow the steps. Create your own."
Alex
Glanced around. There was a hydraulic lever, a length of rope, and a small magnetic clamp. Taking a deep breath, they approached the jammed arm. Using the rope to secure the arm and the clamp to hold the mechanism steady, Alex carefully freed the jammed gears. The arm hummed back to life, and the miners cheered. Elara's eyes gleamed. "See, that's what I mean. You didn't follow instructions. You observed, adapted, and acted. That's human problem-solving in its purest form." Alex felt a rush of pride, mixed with something new admiration for the people who had survived and thrived here, and for Elara, who had guided them to see it. I didn't think I could do that," they admitted. "You can," Elara said simply. "Humans surprise themselves all the time. It's not about knowing everything. It's about being willing to try, to learn, and to trust your instincts." The rest of the day passed in a blur of activity. Alex helped repair machinery, learned to operate small robotic arms, and even contributed ideas to reroute energy systems more efficiently. Each task reinforced what Elara had said: Humans could solve problems, survive danger, and thrive in ways machines could not predict. By the time the shuttle returned to the spaceport, Alex's mind was alive with new possibilities. They no longer felt like a passive observer in their own life. They had seen firsthand that humans could create change, overcome obstacles, and shape their own future. Even in the most difficult circumstances, as they stepped onto the spaceport floor, Alex looked at Alara. She smiled, as if reading the thoughts swirling in their mind. "Not bad for your first day," she said. "Humans can do amazing things when they're willing to act, not just react. You've got potential," Alex laughed, a sound full of relief and excitement. Potential. Yeah, I think I like that word now. Alara gestured toward the stars visible through the spaceport windows. "There's a lot more out there, Alex. And humans. Humans are capable of more than they realize. If you're willing to keep learning, to keep trying, the universe has a way of rewarding that." Alex felt a warmth in their chest, a combination of pride, curiosity, and the beginnings of trust in this remarkable woman who had appeared in their life so unexpectedly. They had started the evening feeling abandoned, alone, and uncertain. Now they were awake to possibilities, ready to face challenges, and aware that humans had a remarkable strength built into them: resilience, creativity, and courage. As they walked through the spaceport toward the cafe for a brief rest, Alex realized that last night's disappointment had been a strange gift. Leora walking out had led them to this moment, to Alara, to the opportunity to see humans at their best. It was a reminder that setbacks were not endings. They were sometimes the beginning of something extraordinary. Alara glanced at Alex and smiled. "Tomorrow, we'll take it a step further. You'll see humans face challenges that are bigger than machinery, bigger than numbers. Challenges that demand courage, creativity, and heart. Are you ready?" Alex's eyes sparkled with determination. "I'm ready." As they entered the cafe, Alex felt a sense of excitement they hadn't known in years. The universe was vast, unpredictable, and sometimes dangerous, but it was also full of possibilities. And humans. Humans had something special, a spark that could light up even the darkest corners of space. For the first time since their date walked out, Alex felt a sense of belonging, of purpose, and of potential. They didn't know what tomorrow would bring, but for the first time in a long while, they were eager to find out. The next morning, the colony station outside the asteroid belt looked smaller, almost fragile, from orbit. Alex and Alara's shuttle glided past spinning rocks and glimmering machinery, approaching a settlement where miners and engineers worked under harsh conditions. Today was different from yesterday. Today, Alara said, Alex would see humans not just adapt, but face real danger. The moment they landed, the tension was palpable. The station commander, a seasoned engineer named Darren, approached them with a grim expression. "We've got a problem," he said. "Sensors picked up alien scouts near the outer ore fields. They're not hostile yet, but they're observing. If they report back, it could be a claim for the territory." Alex's stomach twisted. Aliens? Observation? The word claim sounded more serious than any mining regulation they had studied. Alara nodded, her calm confidence grounding Alex. "Stay close," she whispered. "Humans are good at facing challenges no one else can predict. You'll see why." The team quickly assembled, human miners, engineers, and technicians who had been through countless dangers. Alara explained their plan. The aliens rely on numbers and patterns. They expect predictable moves. Humans, we improvise. We adapt. That's our edge. Alex listened carefully, absorbing each detail. The humans moved in a coordinated rhythm, combining skill and instinct. Some reinforced the mining outposts, others checked sensors and communication relays. Alara and Alex prepared to observe the alien patrols. Hours passed in tense anticipation. Through the scanners, Alex saw the alien ship-saw series of sleek, dark crafts gliding silently between asteroids. They weren't attacking, but their sensors were precise, scanning for weak points. Any misstep could be dangerous. Alara leaned over Alex's shoulder. "Watch. They predict what a normal human team would do, so we'll do something different." Creativity and instinct will guide us. First test came quickly. One of the outposts reported a malfunction in the shield generator. A simple error, but under normal procedures, it would require a full team to repair, exposing them to alien detection. Alex's heart pounded as Alara pointed to the controls. You can help. Think like a human, not a robot. Alex analyzed the problem. The generator needed a reroute to stabilize its output, but the standard protocol involves shutting down systems completely, using a combination of spare connectors, a magnetic clamp, and a quick adjustment to the energy flow. Alex managed to stabilize the shield without triggering alarms. Alara's eyes gleamed. See, observation, adaptation, action. That's human ingenuity. Minutes later, another challenge appeared. A group of alien scouts approached a supply platform. The humans couldn't outgun them. They had to outthink them. Alara and Alex, alongside Darren, devised a clever plan. They used holographic projectors to simulate multiple decoy supply crates, confusing the scouts' sensors. When the aliens arrived, they could only detect false signals and quickly withdrew. Reporting nothing of value, Alex couldn't help but marvel at the effectiveness. They fell for it. Alex exclaimed. Alara laughed softly. Humans use imagination and strategy. Machines follow rules, aliens follow patterns, but humans surprise everyone. By midday, the team faced its greatest test. A small alien squad had discovered an unmanned mining platform, and if they investigated it fully, they might find evidence of human presence, leading to a larger confrontation. Alex and Alara were sent to intercept the situation. The platform floated among jagged asteroids, its metallic arms gleaming in the weak sunlight. Alex's mind raced. We can't fight them head-on, they said. We don't have the numbers. Lara nodded. Then we use what we have: brains, tools, and timing. Follow my lead. Working together, they set up small automated signals and light beacons to redirect the alien sensors. Alex held a controller, adjusting the signals based on real-time feedback. While Alara coordinated with the other engineers, the aliens, relying on predictable scanning patterns, followed the decoys. The platform remained untouched, and the human presence invisible. Alex felt a rush of adrenaline. We did it. Alara smiled. Not just us. Humans did it. You see, Alex, it's not about strength or firepower. It's about creativity, flexibility, and courage. That's what makes humans special. The aliens withdrew, reporting only empty fields. The team celebrated quietly, their relief mingled with pride. Alex realized that Alara's words from the cafe had been true. Humans could face challenges that seemed impossible to machines and aliens alike. The combination of intuition, quick thinking, and cooperation created solutions that were unpredictable and effective. Later, as the team gathered near a central control hub, Darren clapped Alex on the shoulder. You held your own today. Most newcomers wouldn't have thought that fast. Humans, like you, they make the difference. Alex felt a warmth they hadn't expected. It wasn't just pride, it was understanding. Humans weren't perfect, but their ingenuity and courage allowed them to turn impossible situations into victories. Alara looked at Alex with a quiet smile. You're learning. Humans face challenges like this all the time. It's how we survive. And not just survive, we thrive. As the alien ships disappeared into the distance, Alex reflected on everything they had seen. The station wasn't just surviving. It was alive with human spirit. Every miner, engineer, and technician had contributed in their own way, using intelligence, creativity, and courage. It was clear that humans could handle the unexpected, adapt to danger, and make a real difference. Alara leaned close. Do you see now? Humans aren't just another species in the universe. We're remarkable. We think, we adapt. We create solutions when nothing seems possible. And sometimes, we save each other. Alex nodded slowly, a mix of awe and gratitude washing over them. I see it. I understand now. By the time the shuttle returned to the main colony, the stars had shifted overhead. Alex felt different, not just energized, but inspired. They had witnessed firsthand the power of human ingenuity, the courage that came from cooperation, and the creativity that could outsmart even the most advanced threats. Alara glanced at Alex. Tomorrow, I'll show you something bigger. Humans aren't just clever in small ways. We're capable of facing challenges that seem impossible and changing the course of events in ways no one expects. Are you ready? Alex's eyes sparkled with determination. I'm ready. Let's see it. Yes. They stepped off the shuttle. Alex felt a growing sense of purpose. The universe was vast and unpredictable, filled with dangers that no human could face alone. But with courage, creativity, and teamwork, humans had an edge no machine or alien could replicate. For the first time, Alex truly understood what Alara had meant. Humans were special. Not because of strength or speed, but because of their ability to imagine, adapt, and act when it mattered most. The stars outside the colony shimmered like a promise. Alex knew the next challenge would be even greater, but for the first time, they felt ready. Humans could face the impossible, and maybe, just maybe, they could change the universe along the way. The morning sun glimmered faintly over the human colony, its light reflecting off the metallic hulls of shuttles and the jagged surfaces of nearby asteroids. Alex stood at the edge of the spaceport platform, feeling the gentle hum of activity beneath their feet. Yesterday had been exhausting, but exhilarating. Humans had outsmarted a potentially dangerous alien presence, and Alex had played a part. The lesson was clear: courage, creativity, and cooperation could make the impossible possible. Alara approached quietly, her expression calm but serious. Today, she said, you'll see the bigger picture. The choices humans make. Sometimes they ripple through time in ways even we can't fully predict. Are you ready? Alex nodded. I think so. But what do you mean, ripple through time? Alara smiled faintly. Remember the device I showed you at the cafe? The temporal map? It doesn't just show possibilities, it can also reveal patterns in cause and effect. Sometimes decisions that seem small end up shaping events much bigger than anyone imagined. Alex's curiosity flared. So, my choice to stay here after my date walked out. That matters. Alara nodded. More than you realize. And today you'll understand why. They entered a quiet room at the back of the cafe. The device hummed softly as Alara set it on a table. Tiny holographic lights blinked and shifted, forming patterns that moved like constellations in miniature. Alex leaned closer, trying to make sense of the glowing web of possibilities. Watch carefully, Alara said. This map shows how human choices interact with the world. Each line represents a possible path. Each intersection, a decision point. And sometimes, even a small choice can change everything. It was dizzying, a web of connections stretching endlessly in every direction. And yet they began to notice something remarkable. One path, highlighted faintly, seemed to stand out. A single moment Alex's date walking out radiated outward, touching countless other lines, guiding events toward one outcome. What? Is that? Alex asked. Alara nodded. That's why I said I would have stayed with you. In most timelines, that moment leads to hesitation, frustration, maybe even failure. But in this one, your choice to stay, to not give up entirely, opened the door for something greater. It brought you to me, and it brought you to the chance to see humans at their best. Alex felt a strange warmth in their chest. The disappointment they had felt just days ago now seemed like a small step toward a larger purpose. So it wasn't just luck. No, Alara said. Humans shape their own destiny. Luck plays a role, yes. But it's your decisions, your creativity, and your willingness to act that really matter. Machines, aliens, they don't have that flexibility. Only humans can create outcomes this unpredictable and meaningful. Alex took a deep breath, trying to absorb the enormity of the revelation and all of this. My actions at the asteroid station, helping with the generator, the decoys, that mattered too? Alara smiled. Every bit of it. Every choice you make interacts with countless others, creating patterns that can't be fully predicted. But what's remarkable is that humans can rise to the occasion. We adapt, improvise, and inspire. That's why you succeeded yesterday and why humans continue to survive and thrive across the universe. Alex looked at the shimmering holographic map, the lines of possibilities stretching endlessly. They realized something profound. Even the smallest actions a decision to try. To help, to act could ripple outward and create extraordinary results. Humans were not just another species struggling to survive. They were creators of their own future. Alara tapped the holographic display, highlighting several branching paths. Look here. In some timelines, humans fail. In others, they succeed brilliantly. And what changes between them is often one small decision, one moment of courage, one act of ingenuity. That's why your choice to stay, to follow curiosity instead of giving up, was so important. Alex's mind raced. They thought back to the morning their date walked out, the disappointment, the frustration, the anger. And now, seeing the ripple of possibilities on the map, they understood something new. That moment had been a gateway. It had guided them to experiences and challenges that revealed the true power of human potential. I think I understand, Alex said slowly. Humans are special not because we're the strongest or the fastest, but because we can adapt, create, and make choices that shape the future in ways no one expects. Hilaire's eyes gleamed. Exactly. And the best part? You don't need to be perfect. You just need to act, to try, to trust your instincts. Humans thrive because we refuse to be passive. We take responsibility for our choices, and we make a difference. For the first time, Alex truly felt the weight and wonder of their own potential. The past disappointment no longer seemed like failure, it was a turning point. And the choices they made from now on would continue to ripple outward, shaping the universe in ways only humans could achieve. Alara stepped back, letting Alex absorb the moment. Tomorrow, she said, you'll see the next step. Humans don't just survive challenges. They lead, inspire, and protect. You've learned how to act, how to create, how to adapt. Soon, you'll see why that matters on an even larger scale. Alex nodded, a spark of determination lighting their eyes. I'm ready. I want to see it. I want to understand everything humans can do. Alara smiled, proud and encouraging. Good. Remember this. Humans face the unknown with courage, ingenuity, and heart. Machines calculate. Aliens follow patterns. But humans shape the future in ways no one can predict. And that is extraordinary. As they left the cafe, Alex glanced once more at the stars above the spaceport. The galaxy seemed vast, endless, filled with mysteries and dangers. But it also seemed full of possibility. Humans, Alex realized, were capable of facing these challenges, not because they had perfect tools, not because they had infinite resources, but because they had imagination, resilience, and the courage to act. Alara walked beside Alex, her presence calm and steady. You've learned a lot, Alex. But remember, understanding is only the first step. Humans prove themselves through action. Curiosity and courage will guide you further. Alex smiled, feeling a sense of purpose they hadn't known before. The past, the disappointment, the challenges, they had all led to this moment. And now they were ready to take the next step. To see what humans could achieve when faced with impossible odds. The stars glimmered as the shuttle lifted off, carrying Alex and Alara toward new experiences, new challenges, and the unknown frontier. Alex thought about the temporal map, about the ripple effects of every choice, and about the extraordinary potential of humanity. For the first time, they truly understood humans were remarkable. Every decision, every act of courage, every moment of creativity could change the course of the universe. And Alex, standing beside Alara, was ready to play their part in that story. The revelation was clear, powerful, and humbling. The universe was vast, and humans had the ability to shape it. And as Alex gazed out at the stars, they felt a sense of wonder and determination that would guide them through whatever came next. The shuttle hummed quietly as it glided through the darkness of the asteroid belt. Alex sat beside Alara, watching the stars streak past the viewports. The events of the past days played over in their mind. Leora walking out, the lessons at the asteroid mining station, and the revelation of the temporal map. It was all connected. Every choice, every moment of courage had led to this. Alara glanced at Alex. "You've come a long way," she said softly. "Not everyone would have understood what you did or why it mattered. Humans, they rise to challenges that no one expects. That's what makes them special." Alex smiled, feeling a warmth in their chest. "I think I'm starting to understand. It's not just about surviving or even winning. It's about the way we face the impossible, the way we make choices when nothing seems certain." Lara nodded. "Exactly. And today, you'll see how far that can go." The shuttle descended toward a larger, more advanced mining station, orbiting a dense cluster of asteroids. This station, unlike the smaller outposts, was a hub for human innovation, where engineers, miners, and scientists worked together to push the boundaries of what humans could accomplish in space. But tension was thick in the air. The sensors had picked up alien patrols approaching the outer sector. Larger than any seen before, Darren, the station commander, met them as they docked. "It's more serious than yesterday," he said. "The aliens are scouting with larger ships. If they detect the station, it could be a claim for the entire sector." Alex felt a surge of adrenaline. Yesterday's successes had been exhilarating, but this was bigger. This was a true test of everything they had learned. Alara led Alex and a team of engineers to the control hub. "Remember," she said, "we're not just defending ourselves with weapons. We're using human ingenuity. Observation, creativity, and courage will guide us. That's how humans face the impossible." The aliens arrived in formation, their dark crafts glinting in the weak light of the nearby suns. Alex and the team began coordinating defenses, using the station's resources to create decoys, adjust energy flows, and reroute communications. Every choice mattered. Every action could shift the outcome. Minutes turned into hours. The humans worked tirelessly, improvising solutions to problems that no machine or protocol could predict. One of the energy conduits overheated, threatening to cut power to a critical defense array. Alex spotted a way to redirect the energy using spare components from nearby modules. Carefully, they made the adjustments, stabilizing the system just in time. Ilara watched with quiet pride. "You're applying what you've learned," she said. "Observation, adaptation, action. That's what humans do." Elsewhere, miners and engineers moved strategically, setting up holographic decoys to confuse alien sensors. Alex saw the aliens respond exactly as Alara had predicted. They followed the decoys, their formation breaking as they searched for false signals. "Keep going," Alara urged. Humans turn challenges into opportunities. A sudden alert sounded on Alien Squad had targeted a secondary platform carrying critical supplies. Normally, this would have been a vulnerable target. But Alex, thinking quickly, coordinated a plan with Alara and Darren. They used remote-controlled drones to move supplies quietly. While the aliens were distracted by a series of fake signals, the plan worked flawlessly. The aliens, unable to detect the real platform, withdrew without capturing anything. Alex felt a rush of excitement mixed with awe. Humans weren't just surviving, they were outsmarting an advanced alien force. The power wasn't in firepower or speed. It was in intelligence, creativity, and courage. After the immediate threat had passed, the team gathered in the control hub. The station had survived intact. Supplies were safe. The aliens had retreated, unaware of the humans' real strength. Alex realized the truth of Alira's lessons. Humans could face challenges far greater than themselves and turn them into victories through ingenuity and teamwork. Darren clapped Alex on the shoulder. "You've done more than most newcomers. Humans like you, they make the difference. You understand the value of observation, adaptation, and courage." Lara smiled. "This is only the beginning. Humans don't just face threats, they create solutions, protect others, and shape the future. That's the essence of humanity. And now, you've seen it firsthand." Alex gazed at the holographic displays showing the paths of alien ships retreating and the safe positions of the station. Every line, every choice, had mattered. They thought of the temporal map. Now a single decision, staying after a date walked out, had set this journey into motion. Every moment, every choice, could ripple through time and shape the universe in ways humans alone could. "You were right," Alex said quietly. "Humans are remarkable. Not because we're the strongest, but because we can think, create, and act when it matters most." Ilara's eyes gleamed with approval. "Exactly. And remember, this isn't just about surviving one day or winning one challenge. It's about the potential humans have to shape the universe, to make a difference where no one else can. That's why you're here, Alex, to see it, to understand it, and to be part of it." As the shuttle carried them back to the main colony, Alex reflected on everything they had experienced. They thought about the asteroid mining station, the decoy operations, the improvisation under pressure, and the moments of courage that had saved the day. Every experience had been a lesson in the power of human ingenuity and determination. Ilara glanced at Alex. "Do you feel it?" she asked softly. "The difference humans make? Not because of power, not because of speed, but because of courage, creativity, and heart." Alex nodded, a smile spreading across their face. "I feel it. I understand it now. Humans. We're capable of more than we ever realize." The shuttle entered the spaceport, landing smoothly among the bustling traffic of ships. Alex stepped onto the platform, taking in the sight of the colony people moving with purpose. Ships docking and departing, and the endless expanse of stars above. The universe felt vast, full of unknowns and challenges, but also filled with possibilities. Ilara walked beside Alex, her presence calm and steady. "The universe is big," she said, "but humans have something unique, the ability to act, to adapt, and to create. That's why we survive, thrive, and even shape the future. And you, Alex, have seen it firsthand?" Alex looked at her, feeling gratitude and admiration. "I've learned so much. About humans, about choices, about courage, and about hope." Ilara smiled, a soft warmth in her eyes. "Hope is powerful. It guides us when nothing else does. Humans carry it, even in the darkest places, and it allows us to face challenges that no one else can." The two of them paused, looking out at the stars. Ships streaked past, their lights bright against the blackness. The universe was immense, full of unknown dangers and untapped opportunities. Yet Alex no longer felt fear. They felt excitement, determination, and a sense of belonging. Humans could face anything, and now Alex understood why. "Tomorrow," Ilara said, "we'll continue. There's more to see, more to learn. Humans are always pushing forward, exploring, creating, and inspiring. And you'll be part of it." "Yes," Alex nodded. "I'm ready. Whatever comes next, I'll face it. Humans don't just survive, we thrive. And I want to be part of that." As the stars twinkled above, Alex felt a sense of wonder and purpose. The universe was full of challenges, but humans had the ability to overcome them in ways no one else could. Creativity, courage, determination were not just tools. They were the essence of humanity. And for the first time since the evening of the abandoned date, Alex truly understood that sometimes disappointments were not endings. They were beginnings. They were opportunities to learn, grow, discover the extraordinary potential within themselves and within every human. Ilara glanced at Alex, a knowing smile on her face. "The universe is vast. The challenges are many. But humans have something remarkable. And you, Alex, are ready to see it, live it, and carry it forward." Alex took a deep breath, feeling the weight and wonder of the journey they had experienced. The galaxy stretched endlessly before them, full of possibilities and unknowns. Yet for the first time, they were confident. Humans could face the impossible, and they would. Together, they could shape the future, explore the stars, and prove that courage, creativity, and heart were more powerful than any threat or obstacle. the shuttle lifted off once more, carrying Alex and Alara toward new adventures. The universe was vast, unpredictable, and full of challenges, but it was also full of promise. And humans, Alex realized, would always find a way to thrive. As the stars streaked past, Alex looked at Alara and smiled. The journey was just beginning, and the horizon was brighter than ever. Humanity's story, they understood now, was not one of limitation, but of endless possibility.